everyone, and welcome back to Prestige Reef. Those of you that saw my last video will know that I've been in Nuremberg visiting Interzoo 2018. That video only showed part of my first day, so I'm going to take you back to the beginning and show you the whole thing. Unfortunately for me, and now you guys, because you've just seen how pretty I look when I wake up, my day started at 2 AM. There was only one direct flight to Nuremberg that day, which means I didn't have a choice. As you can see, I got to fly in a plane with my name on the side, where I can assure you they spared every expense. This appears to include the plane suspension system, as you can see from this video the exact moment we land, and everyone needs to change their underwear. Once off the plane I headed straight to the convention centre, and the weather was spectacular. Just what you want when you're about to spend all day inside. As I mentioned in the last video, Interzoo is a rather interesting place. It's one of the world's largest pet conventions where all the largest companies in the industry show off their latest and greatest products to potential buyers. They have everything on show from hamster wheels for cats to sunglasses for dogs, a concept I found ridiculous until I saw there was at least one other rival company selling them, complete with a matching backpack. This means someone has to be buying them. Once inside, you realise just how massive this place is. There are 14 ginormous halls packed with all the companies we know and love. This is any hobbyist's dream. Some of these companies pay around £100,000 to be there, therefore each of them tries different ways to entice you into their booth, whether it be a live dog grooming session, an absolutely stunning reef system, or JBL went down a different route and had a mini party every hour. This was much to the displeasure of an American lady I met who wanted to sue them for breaching the peace. One of the first things I want to show you is this. This is how I dress for the event, shorts and flip-flops. Now take a look around at what everyone else is wearing. Almost everyone is in a suit or at least a shirt. At first I felt out of place, but I did eventually realise that this was a good thing. Firstly, I was dressed for comfort, and secondly, the majority of the vendors didn't approach me trying to sell me anything, as they could tell I wasn't looking to buy. The Red Sea booth is where I finished the last video, so I might as well pick up from there as some of you had some questions regarding their new products. I already covered their doser, but the new lights were what piqued your interest next. The Red Sea Reef LED is a 90-watt compact unit with just 2 main channels and a moon setting. They are trying to eliminate guesswork by blending the correct spectrum into just these 2 channels, and even program them with a number of different preset light programs to make it even easier. Lighting is something that 99% of us decide based on what is visually appealing to our eyes, which is often not what is best for the corals. It also comes with the usual extra features such as acclimation mode, lunar cycles, and weather. The second most popular request I had was to show what their new powerhead looked like. Red Sea worked with MaxSpec by exchanging knowledge to create the Reef Wave pump based on their gyre technology. This pump can provide natural and powerful water movement across the aquarium, while also being very quiet by using anti-vibration mounts, dual bearings, and a quieter motor. The pump is connected to a controller that again comes with a number of presets to keep things simple. It's also easy to take apart while still in the tank for maintenance, which is a significant bonus. Both of these new products, as well as the dosing pump, are expected to hit the market at the end of the year. Their final new release was a protein skimmer. Unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of information on this, however it's meant to be very quiet, and I really like the foam viewing window, so that you're able to monitor the foam height without having to empty and clean the cup. My next favourite booth was a much smaller one. I met 2 of the nicest people at the show at the Focustronic stand. Focustronic are known for their moving lights, however it's their Alkatronic product which monitors and adjusts alkalinity in real time, which I believe is a real game changer for an SPS keeper like me. It was very good to see it in action, and the company is in the process of developing the Dosetronic, which will be able to do the same with a number of other important parameters. Something I didn't expect to talk to you all about is rock structures, but 10,000 views on my Instagram account of this clip suggests it's something you're interested in. There were 3 types at the show which stood out to me. PM Reef Ceramic showed off their impressive new branchy line, while also featuring a more natural alternative, and it was a pleasure to meet the legendary Julian Sprung at the Two Little Fishies booth, where I got to play with his Stax rocks. I really like them because of the different aquascapes you can make, but also how big the holes are, making them ideal for frag placement. Julian wasn't the only famous face I met that day, as I was also lucky enough to bump into Jake Adams from Reef Builders. I'm a hobbyist first, and I'm never too proud to ask for a selfie from someone I've been following for years. It was, however, the Carib Sea Life Rock which surprised me the most. Their rock starts off like this, and is then coloured and seeded with bacteria to give it the same function as normal live rock. I'll be completely honest with you, that wasn't what surprised me the most. What surprised me was that at first I really didn't like it. When it was dry, I wasn't convinced by how it looked. Fortunately, the Carib Sea rep took me to a display tank filled with it, and once wet it looked incredibly convincing. I love to be proved wrong, and this is definitely one of those don't judge a book by its cover moments, as this is something I'm now considering for my next tank. I then headed over to the Marine Pure booth. It was nice to meet the people behind the products I use on my tank, and I was even able to get a glimpse of one of their new products, a product so top secret I wasn't allowed to put it in this video. While on the topic of products I use on my tank, I've been using various products from Sea Reef for a while now. As you walk around the show, most booths have a plate of complimentary food for people to nibble on. Sea Reef went down the route of sticking true to their products with a delicious plate of shrimp on offer. I was shown two new products. Firstly, these Easy LPS pellets, which I notice are much smaller than the usual LPS pellets on the market, which should in theory make them easier for the corals to digest. And secondly, these new hatcheries, which include an automatic dosing pump to feed whatever you're trying to grow. I like the idea of these for anyone planning to breed fish, but I wasn't sure what price range they would be in upon release. Nios have also moved into a couple of different markets as well, now producing a media reactor. However, the biggest change is that they've also entered the tank building market. The most noticeable difference I could see is that the tank sits about an inch into the cabinet. This is so that you can't see the edge of the sand through the glass, which often becomes unsightly after a period of time. Something which appeared to divide the opinion of many is the humble net guard to prevent fish from jumping out. This is a traditional one by Red Sea, and this is one which I haven't seen before. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. I understand the concept of it. Most fish jump out of the tank when they're startled, hit the glass and then head up and out. This prevents that from happening by covering the main danger zone, while also being visually more appealing than the standard cover. There is, however, still some risk regarding jumpers leaving the middle of the tank. Next up was the Reef Kinetic automatic water tester, which I found to be very exciting. It's currently able to test alkalinity, calcium, nitrate and phosphate by using the standard test kits we purchased from our local fish shop. It's even controlled remotely via an app where you can see the results once it's finished. In the near future, it's being improved so that it's able to test for other parameters, including salinity, magnesium, iodine and many more. Once upgraded, this is another game changer, as when someone is able to combine this technology with a dosing pump that can automatically adjust levels when required, we have a product which will enable beginners to keep some of the most difficult corals. Cairns Marine was sharing a booth with Triton, and I didn't miss my opportunity to get an invite to their facility next time I'm in Australia. They couldn't promise me they would let me catch a shark, but technically they didn't say no either, so I'm going to put that idea down as a maybe. Triton had a range of their tests and products on display, with their newest test on offer being the N-Doc Organics. The leaflet states it's to test for nitrogen compounds, dissolved organics, and extended alkalinity, and is meant to inform you when a water change is required and to troubleshoot common problems such as tissue necrosis and cyanobacteria. As a joke, something I did ask was why some of their products were sold in milk cartons. I was informed that they were making a big push to become more environmentally friendly, and by doing this, they've reduced their plastic use for their largest product line by 95%. This is a brilliant idea, and something I hope many other companies in the industry will follow. Salifert have done something interesting too, as they bought out a new range of test kits, which I originally thought would be more accurate. This range, however, is designed to be less accurate, but much quicker to do. At first I thought this was a little strange, but then I realised that not everyone tests their water as religiously as me, and if it gets people that never test to start testing, it can only be a good thing. Earlier in the show, I bumped into the amazing freshwater aquascaping artist George Farmer, who sent me in the direction of the Tropica stand, where George and Yuri Mitt created these stunning aquascapes. Although I've never really had a freshwater tank, I can still appreciate the hard work and beauty involved. Sadly, my time at Interzoo was coming to an end, and the heavens opened just as I was leaving, letting me experience some of the heaviest rain of my life. I headed back to the hotel where I put on a shirt just to prove that I owned one, before going out again for one final meal with some new friends, in the natural habitat of the vegetarian, a steakhouse. I returned to the hotel at midnight, slightly tipsy after 2 glasses of wine, which was not the best idea considering I was up again at 2 AM for my flight home. Nothing an espresso and a croissant can't fix though. I hope you enjoyed watching my video. Please feel free to comment below if you have any questions. Have a good week and I'll see you next time. As always, I just want to say thank you to everyone that supports me on Patreon. Never underestimate the value of what you do with regards to keeping this channel going. You've all been brilliant. Thank you.